wearing, diamond ring wearing, kid stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kid stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kid stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. Check, we Ric Flairing on them niggas. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Ric Flairing, gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death, I'm Paul Bearing, not at all scary. One eye open like Betty Wops and find to these Urkels that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders, trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow who can't cry over spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kid stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kid stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness, it's really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, black son, we ain't nothing like the mother guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Woo! Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kid stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kid stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas.
Yeah, DQ baby. Shout out that boy Nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids, D-Phase, yeah, Moseby St, yeah, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing, son up, baby.
Yo, Scotty, you going crazy for this one. We see what you're doing, we salute you. Hey, let's get it started. It's Backpack Capital One. What's in your wallet? Got a call from my man A. Scott. I said I got it. Love that you highlighting all of these black colleges. Try to pay me for doing this. Look, bruh, if you don't get off my line with that foolishness, voice of the SWAC, pull up where you at, no cap. If the Brody is speaking the soft facts, my advice, tune in to every show. Captain Petty, but we know that the sergeant is with the smoke. Speculate, just tell me what is we doing. Get into it, okay, look, I'ma say this and keep it moving. My boy Scotty, man, he offered the least. Black grad, paying college, I'm glad that he called me. Walking, cause we all been taught that talk is cheap. Even primetime knows Scott for the HBCU streets.
What is is going on, everybody? It's your boy Scotty, and you're watching OFFScript. Okay, listen, don't get it twisted. Okay, don't come in here and not like the stream. It could be whomever on this call right now. You know, the like police is still gonna come in. She gonna cut it off. She gonna say, "Hey, make sure you get the likes up." She don't care that Hugh Jackson's on the interview. I'm telling you that right now. She don't care. So when you come in, make sure you like the stream, do what you do. All right, we're going to make a couple announcements. We started early. Listen, you already know Coach Hugh in the back working. He said, listen, Scotty, I got these recruits coming in. Can we start it early? It's hot in here. I said, let's do it. All right, so real quick, make sure you contribute to the OFFScript membership. All right, and also OFFScript is now officially on podcast, so make sure you tune into that as well. And without further ado, listen, you know what you're here for. All right, you know what you're here for. Please give it up for my special guest today, the one and only Coach Hugh Jackson. What's up, Coach? Talk to me.
Hey, what's going on, man? I'm excited. It was a great day today. The staff got here. We had the opportunity just to talk to each other about what we're trying to accomplish here at Grambling. And boy, I am so excited about the men that have come here to Grambling to go take this challenge with me.
Listen, Coach, listen, I've been getting it all day. People are super excited for the fall season of 2022. And what you guys are bringing in is just ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Well, I'm going to give a lot of credit to my GM, Chris Scott, and the rest of the staff. The guys are working hard. We're trying to identify G-men, guys that can come here and not only play football, but also go to school and do great in the classroom, because that's part of it as well. So we're excited about where we're headed.
Awesome. Let's get into this so you guys can get back to work. All right. Well, let's go right into it. Rapid questions. Your favorite football movie, Coach?
My favorite football movie, probably Brian's song, because I remember it.
Brian's? See, I know that was before my time. Got to be before got to be before my time. Your last vacation?
My last vacation was probably to the Bahamas.
Ooh, that sounds nice. I like that. All right. What is something that Grambling football folk, people would never guess about Coach Hugh Jackson?
Wow. What would they never guess about me? That I'm probably OCD when it comes to cleanliness.
Okay. Any pregame rituals or routines that you have to do before a game, before you coach and before you step out in the field, something you have to do?
Man, gotta have a pancake, egg over easy, and some bacon.
Easy, like cook light. Is it cook light? We cooking the bacon light?
Absolutely.
All right, that's what's up. All right, let's get into these questions though, Coach. Let's go way back. All right, way back. All right, who got you into coaching?
Well, the person that got me into coaching was probably a man by the name of Willie Ray Johnson. You know, he's almost like a father figure to me, but he was my coach in basketball and football. And so I was always at his house with his son, D'Artagnan Johnson. So we were like brothers. So he really showed me the way when it came to playing football.
Man, that's nice. And look where you at now. I mean, all levels up and down. Now, you recruited Carson Palmer, former #1 pick at USC. What did you see in Carson at the time coming out of high school that made him special?
You know, it's really interesting. When I recruited Carson, it was almost looking at Troy Aikman play quarterback.
Ooh, wow.
He just had that prototypical passing motion. There wasn't a throw that he couldn't make. He had speed in his drop. He had torque in his throw. Boy, what a tremendous player he was.
Now you've been, and first of all, great. Troy Aikman is the man. I'm a Cowboys fan, so trust me. You've been called a quarterback whisperer. When recruiting QBs, what are you looking for in the traits, in the physical attributes, and what do you feel you can coach?
You know, there's a lot of traits you look for. You know, does the guy really have true arm talent? Can he make all the throws, you know, everywhere on the field? Some guys can only throw the deep ball. Some guys can only throw the quick game. I like a guy that can throw the ball in all areas of the field. I like a guy when it's third down that can make plays, because that's the money down, right? That's when everybody's trying to get you off the field. Can you make plays under duress? And is he a leader? Can his talent, you know, supersede everybody around him and get them to play at a whole different level? I think those are the quarterbacks that are special in football.
Now let me counteract this question with one. Now that the quarterbacks have gotten smaller, Kyler Murray's, Russell Wilson's, are you still in the measurable aspect of you want somebody to be 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", or are you just looking for a player that can play the position at the way you need it?
You know, there's outliers everywhere in every position, right? But I still think big beats little. I'm just I believe that in my mind, and they have nothing against the smaller guys. If they can play, they can play.
Okay.
But I just know that, you know, when you really talk about the physics of it all, big is going to beat little more time than not. And but I'm looking for a guy that can play the position the way I think it should be played. That's what I really look for more than anything.
Awesome. And last, we're gonna get one more question for the next section. How did you get your first NFL position job?
I got my first NFL position job after leaving USC. I was a coordinator there for John Robinson. We were going.
Hey, your sound went out, Coach. Your sound went out. Yeah, we can't hear you. Hey, log off and log back in. Yeah, still can't hear you. All right, while we wait for that, get Cole Hugh Jackson back on the line. People need, hey, listen, when it's hot in these streets for recruits, all right, when your phone is buzzing like Coach Hugh Jackson, listen, you gonna get some calls at any time of the day. All right, hey, the recruits is hot. I know it's hot.
Yes, it is. The block is hot. That's for sure.
I know it is. But you said, go ahead. You got your first NFL position?
Yeah, I got my first NFL position at the Washington Redskins with Marty Schottenheimer. I was leaving USC at the time. And Marty said, hey, come coach our running backs. I was able to coach Stephen Davis there. He led the league. Matter of fact, he broke the Washington Redskins record for rushing that year. So that was a good year for me.
Thank you. All right. So this next section, Coach, is called Who Is Out of Your Career, Who You Seen, Who You Coach. You give me an athlete. All right. Who is the best athlete you've seen or coached?
Oh, wow. Best athlete for me would probably Chad Johnson.
Oh, Ocho Cinco. Let's go. Yeah. And the last one is, who had the biggest arm you've seen or coached?
The biggest arm I've seen is definitely Patrick Mahomes.
Okay.
I've watched him standing flat-footed with just torque in his body, throw a ball about 74 yards.
I'm assuming that was just straight warm-up. It
was after the workout. He just stood there flat-footed, and there's a drill that we do to see how far a guy can throw the ball flat-footed. And he just used torque in his hips and his arm and just launched it, and the ball went 74 yards.
Woo. Yeah, he's the real deal. Now, you have coached in the 80s, 90s, 2000s, not trying to show your age, but how has the game changed as well as the players in different eras?
Well, you know, what's interesting is that, and I think it's true, the minority quarterbacks have really come to the forefront, you know, since all this has started. I mean, some of our better players are our young minority quarterbacks. I mean, you can't take nothing away from Tom Brady. Obviously, he was a great player and still is a great player, and Aaron Rodgers as well. But boy, when you look at it, the minority quarterbacks have really taken center stage, you know, since the football has really started to change that way. And then you look at the style of play, you know, it's more wide open offenses. Yep. The quarterbacks are running around a little bit more. They understand they better get down in the National Football League. Exactly. But you're watching more NFL teams mimic some of the college schemes that are out there now.
Yes, sir. And that it seems like a more wide open game as they call it. Now, your time at the NFL goes closed, and you get the position, and you get to offer the position to Tennessee State offensive coordinator. What made you interested into coming to Tennessee State with Eddie George and taking that position?
What was Eddie George? I mean, you just said it. I mean, I've always admired Eddie from afar. And the fact that he wanted me to come be one of his lieutenants there at Tennessee State, that was exciting. I'd been out of football a little bit, and I wanted to get back in. And boy, to do it at an HBCU really whet my appetite for where I am today. So I was very thankful for the opportunity.
That's what's up. Shout out to Eddie George for that one. All right, because Grambling probably got one in the rough after that. When are you looking? What are you looking for in a Division I athlete? What are traits and kids needs to have to play for you?
You know, I say it all the time. I don't think talent fits everywhere. So there's a certain type of player we want at every position, and we really profile our players. Obviously, we want big, long, athletic offensive linemen that are physical. We like backs that are special guys. And when I say that, not just guys that play 1 down or 2 down, but guys that can play 3 down football, but guys that can stick the ball into the end zone. We want receivers. I truly believe big, throwing the big. I don't care if it's a National Football League, high school or college is unstoppable. So I like big guys, and I like big guys throwing to them. On defense, we got to rush the passer. So you got to have enough pass rushers, and you got to be able to cover. So you got to have corners that can cover all day. So there's a certain type of player that we look for here at Grambling, and that's what we're going to build our football team with.
And it seems like if anybody knows any of the recruits that you're bringing in, everything you said has literally been ingrained in your recruits. The 6'5" Bordeaux kid, Maurice Washington coming in. I mean, you just have big kid after big kid after big kid, and I mean, you probably literally your wide receiver room is probably 6'4" and above. Like big beats little any day.
Oh yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Now, how have you been able to get these kids from California to Louisiana? I'm a Maryland kid, so I'm an East Coast kid, West Coast kid. But how do they believe in you to say, you know what, I'm gonna come down there to Grambling and just kick it with you, Coach?
Well, I think what we're selling first and foremost is the Grambling experience. I mean, I tell people this all the time. There's 4 Hall of Famers that played here. And I think people forget that. Some of the greatest players that's ever played the game have walked the halls at Grambling. Some of the greatest coaches, one of the greatest coaches that's ever coached the game, coach right here at Grambling. And so I'm offering young men the opportunity to, 1, get a great education, and number 2, get an experience of a lifetime from football. Because we're going to create an environment for our players to be great. We're going to coach these guys from A to Z. There will be some NFL experience to it as well, because I think it should be. Because that's what these guys aspire to do someday, is have a chance to go play in the National Football League. And I want to help them be able to do that. So that's the kind of environment we're going to create.
Now, this question might throw you a little off because you've been a head coach at the highest level, but you hadn't been a head coach in college. Did you have any fears when stepping into this role?
Absolutely not. You know, it's still, I mean, at the end of the day, it's still about leading men, right? I don't care if it's in the National Football League, high school, or college. So if you have a thirst for that, really being able to take men from A to Z and having guys understand what it takes to get better, and if you are a true leader of men and you can teach, I think I don't care where it is, you're able to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And you talked about the history of Grambling. I watched your press conference and you brought up Eddie Robinson, but it's one name in particular that I want to bring in. Have you talked to Doug Williams, and has he given you any advice on the job? He knows Grambling like the back of his hand. And how close are you guys when working to building this back up?
Oh, absolutely. I've talked to Doug Williams and Shaq Harris, and they're 2 men that I will always lean on because I know them both. And obviously they were great players here. They're very, very fond of the school. I do talk to them still now occasionally. They're part of this process, in my opinion, because they want to see their school get back to where it needs to be. I think they're excited about me being here. I'm going to do everything I can to have these guys be extremely excited about what we're trying to accomplish.
I bet they are excited to have you. I know the alumni base is buzzing. Now, Coach, going into more of who you are, who are some of your biggest influences on your offensive philosophy? Because you've been coached by some offensive. I mean, you've been underneath some offensive minded guys, Steve Spurrier, Martin Schottenheimer. So how do you blend those styles and come up with your own?
You know, it's really amazing. I've been very fortunate to be around some guys who really understand offensive football at a high level. Probably the guy that had the biggest influence on me is Steve Mariucci.
Okay.
I was his coordinator at Cal Berkeley, and obviously he was one of the offensive wizards at one time. He comes out of the Green Bay system. For me to look across the field and see all the coaches that come underneath that tree, you know, you start to see things that you like. You never try to mimic anybody because you're not them. You know, you take bits and pieces of all those things and it becomes who you are. And so I've been able to put together an offensive system that I think fits my personality. And I like what we do because we try to showcase the players' talents and abilities. It's truly about the players. It's not about me. It's not about Hugh Jackson's system. It's about what our players can do.
So where does that come in? Like, so how far do you take what you've processed and you've gained, and now where the style of play is nowadays in college, where everybody wants to go spread? How do you balance that with you being from the 80s and 90s era, seeing power football be successful, and now in the late 2000s to where now it's an open market? And how do you blend that together as well?
I think that's the beautiful part about this, because at the end of the day, it's still the same, right? You got to have one more point than the other team. And nobody cares how you get it. You know, they just want that. They want it, you know, and I do get the players, the young players are really enthused with having 4 wide receivers in the game, 3 wide receivers, and we'll do that too. But at some point in time, you got to line up and put your hand in the dirt and just knock the crap out of the other team. And so at Grambling, that's what they used to do. You know, they line up and beat you up and throw it over your head and do those things. And we want to bring a little bit of that back here.
I like that. I like that, coach. Just play football. All right. With Grambling, other HBCUs lacking resources and funding, what are some ways you feel you can change that? What are some things you think you can bring to the table to bring the funding and resources back to Grambling?
I think it's really important that we get out of the talk of what we can't do. You know, I think the expectation is people talk about the HBCUs like we're supposed to accept that we don't have don't have funds. I think that's a bunch of crap. I think what we need to do is get out of that mindset and start raising the thought process of where we should be. Why should we not be like the Power 5 schools? You're telling me that we don't have alumni that have money? I mean, some of the greatest people in the world, there is Black money in this world.
Absolutely.
And we need to reach back out to the people. And there's a lot of people that love Grambling. I will tell you this. There was a person that came to here today, to Grambling, as a Grambling graduate, handed me a check for $10,000 and gave us 2 of the nicest TV monitors I've ever seen in my life. And there's people giving back. And that's what the expectation is, and that's what it should be. The lack of resources, I think, is because I think we're scared to ask. I'm not afraid to ask for help. I'm not afraid to say our players need these things and they deserve these things. I think the buildings that we're in should reflect the value of that we feel towards our players. So we should improve these things. And I think the states and everybody should pitch in and help our HBCUs be better than what they've been.
I love it, coach. I love it. I know. Listen, I got some people in the chat. They going crazy. Somebody says, preach. I'm a believer now. He preaching. They own it. They own it, coach. Let's continue on. So how do you feel about where the SWAC is headed with you and Coach Prime leading the way? I mean, not many. I don't care if you're SEC. I don't care if you're Power 12. You can't say you've had 2 of the most influential people in football with you, with, you know, the Bengals offense, and you coaching at a high level. And then you have Coach Prime being Coach Prime. Where do you see the SWAC and how do you see it leading forward with you 2 at the helm?
Look, we feel like at some point in time here in the very near future that our conference can compete with anybody.
Let's go.
And there's no question that Deion Sanders has done a great job of opening the door, you know, for the SWAC. Now it's time for us to kick it in, because there's enough talented coaches in this conference. Players are starting to understand that they need to go play football, you know, and they're going to get coached. They're going to get an opportunity to make it to the next level. But you don't have to go to all these Power 5 schools to go play great football. You know, there's some great football being played in this conference, and it's only going to get better. I think the recruiting has been outstanding across the board in the SWAC this year. So I think the tide is turning, and it's time for it to turn.
Absolutely. I have a question from one of the comments says, how does Graham plan to help student athletes with getting NIL deals?
Well, we have a plan in place. I can't share that just today here, but we've done some real work since I've been here. There's a group of men who've come in. I've had the opportunity to sit with them, and we have a plan in place that nobody has a plan to do. And when we reveal this, everybody's going to want this plan. So I'm excited about where we're headed in the future with the NILs, and I can't wait to roll this out.
I love it. Come on, coach. I love it. I love it. All right, last section, coach, and we're going to get you up out of here. We know you're working hard and staying late, all right? It's called This or That. I'm going to give you 2 objects. You tell me which one's your favorite, all right?
Okay.
All right, text or call?
Text.
All right. City or country?
City.
All right. Early bird or night owl?
Early bird.
Head coach or offensive coordinator?
Head coach.
All right. You're a California guy, so I had to do it to you. Snoop or Dre?
Wow. Snoop.
Let's get it. All right. In-N-Out or God's Chicken? Chick-fil-A.
In-N-Out.
In-N-Out. All right. iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
All right. Hey, thank you so much for the interview, Coach. One more thing before I let you go. Make sure you get some shout outs. But any crazy stories on Chad Johnson? I know people want to hear any one crazy story about Chad Johnson before you go.
Well, my biggest, craziest story about Chad Johnson is the phone calls I used to get all the time at about 2 o'clock in the morning, talking about he's open and just hang up the phone. I mean, this guy would call me at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning and say, Coach Jackson, I'm open, and just hang up the phone. And I'm like, what are you doing? We have a meeting here in about 4 hours. And this guy's calling me talking about he's open. Does this man ever sleep? And the fact that he lived in the facility at Paul Brown Stadium for about a year before we told him he had to get out.
Like head on pillow.
Head and pillow, turn on the TV, could not get into the cafeteria, but lived downstairs in the lounge because he didn't want to pay any money for an apartment.
Yo, that is smooth. That is smooth. Hey, Coach Jackson, thank you so much for the interview. I know you have a busy man. Thank you for taking time out your schedule for me. I would love to get you before the season starts, but if you want to say anything to the Grambling Knights on here and everything like that, it is your opportunity right now.
Absolutely. I just want to thank all of you. And I'm so excited about watching you wear that shirt with pride. I mean, I love that. I want to say hello to all of our Graham family. I'm excited about being your head coach, about leading this team, these student athletes. I promise you this, we won't give you everything we have. We're just getting started, and we're excited about what the future holds. But boy, come out and support us. Help us any way that you can, because we're going to do everything that we can to get this school back to where it righteously belongs, which is the best among the HBCUs.
Hey, Coach, I know they're going to support you and they're going to give you everything you got because you're going to give them everything you got. Appreciate you, Coach Jackson. Take it easy. Get some more recruits. I know they're waiting for them.
Thank you so much.
All right, peace. Hey, guys, that was Coach Hugh Jackson. You already know, live here in effect. And before I let you guys go, all right, I know you guys, I'm glad you guys tuned in and stay tuned, but I got a special announcement. My girl said I need 200 likes until they expect. Where we at right now? We at 174. She said we need 200 likes before I can give you the special announcement. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Hey, we need 200 likes. All right, 200 likes to give the special announcement. All right. I need 200 likes to give you the special announcement. Now, listen, you already know I'm bringing Hugh Jackson, so you know it ain't nothing like. You know, I told you, Blue. I told you, my man Blue brought it out of me. My man Blue brought it out of me. He came in swinging early in the year. All right, I told him I'm gonna fight. I told him I'm gonna fight back. I ain't going out like that. What, we good? We good? All right, they ready? 200 likes. All right, listen. January 11th, live interview with the one and only Tiffany Green. I do this, okay? I freaking do this. This is what I do, okay? Live interview. Tiffany Green will be here in the building, all right, at 1 o'clock on a Tuesday. 1 o'clock on a Tuesday, all right? Tiffany Green, you all know her. She be hanging with Jaywalk, all right? Tiffany Green will be on the channel, live interview with her, 1 o'clock on a Tuesday. Listen, I don't know what you need to do. Tell your boss you need a long lunch break because it's going down. All right, it is going. Come on, 205. I told him I'm not playing with y'all this year, man. I'm not playing. Blue done woke me up. All right, he gonna come out with the Malachi Wyman interview, and I'm like, oh, that's what we doing, Blue. That's what we doing, Blue. Now you know that's what we doing, Blue. I said, okay. You know, everybody doing Tyson Boudreaux. Everybody want to do interviews. I said, I gotta step my game up. And that's what I'm doing. So make sure you guys tune in. Tiffany Green will be here on Tuesday. All right, Tuesday. And listen, it's not going to stop there. I got some other interviews that week too. So stay tuned. All right. I got some other interviews on that same week. So stay tuned. All right. So listen, until next time, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to holler. God bless. Make sure you like the stream. Make sure you support the channel. All right. Support the channel. Become a member of OFFScript. That's what we do. All right. New year, same petty. All right. And I'm out.